Yeah, hello, this is Coach Marjorie B. And in this short video, I'm going to be showing you how to manage your trades effectively for maximum profitability. One of the things that will make you successful as a forex trader is your ability to manage your risk and manage your trades. Now, I'm going to be using an example of a trade idea that was dropped on the Jifu Connect app by one of our educators, Nick Gomez. Now, in Jifu, we take trade ideas from the AI scanners and also from the Jifu Connect app, where all there are different educators are always dropping trade ideas. So take a look at the your screen. You see this trade idea was for Ethereum USD and it was bullish. That's for a buy, and a zone was given. Pay attention to that. A zone was given. That's an entry zone of 1580 to 1540 zone, with other parameters like the stop loss and take profit. Now, it's important that when you get a trade like this, where you're given a zone, you don't drop all your entries, on just one zone. This is how I took this trade, and this is how I take, some of my trades. Now, I took this entry, when he dropped it and said it is active. That was around the 1580 zone. And then this trade, went into profit, about almost 300 pips of profit. And, he asked us to reduce our risk. When you ask to reduce your risk, it means you can pull away some profit from the market and then, or move your entry into move your trade into entry, your stop loss to entry. So that way you have a risk-free trade. Now let's go to Trading View app and look at the zone. I marked out the zone in yellow line so you can see the 1540 to 1582. Now I split my entry into three, and I took the first entry at 1580, and that's because I understand the behavior of the cryptocurrency market. I've been joining the educators and I know a thing or two. Sometimes they don't directly go from entry to profit. You might experience what you call a pullback, where price actually reverses, beyond your entry. So the pullback always, gives an opportunity for you to take a better entry than your initial entry. So I took the first one at 1580 area, and then I placed a buy limit, for that same trade idea at around the 1560 areas. So I gave it about 200 pips gap. And then I put my third entry at around 1540. So between 1540 and the 1560 area, that's another 200 pips of gap. So there's a strategy to it. I wasn't just haphazardly dropping, taking entries like I see some people do, where you take one entry at 1580 and then your next entry is at 1578, the next entry is at 1576, and you now have 10 entries in almost the same areas. That's not effective trade management. So take a look at it. This is my trading account. I trade in naira. So that's the first entry that I took at 1589. And when the trade pulled back, I took the second entry at around 1563. And you can see that, that's the second layer of the same trade. And you can see that that second trade, is in profit when the market started going in the expected direction, and you can see there's a buy limit for 1540. If that buy limit doesn't activate, that's fine and good. And the second thing is that you can see that only in these two trades, I'm only in this same trade, but the two positions. One of the things you need to do when managing your trades is that don't enter into multiple trade ideas. You enter Ethereum, you enter GBP USD, enter AUD, JPY, and you now have. So when you're supposed to focus on your trade and manage it, monitor it for profitability, you're distracted because you have other trades running. You can see that these are just the two positions, and also I can focus on this. And because It's just the only trade idea that I'm in. When the pullback happened, I saw that, okay, look, is an opportunity for me to maximize, my profits by getting a better entry. And I took a better entry. That better entry is already 300 plus pips in profits. And I'm going to wait. Now I have two options. When the initial entry goes into profit, I can decide to close that trade, remove it from the market, and then allow this lower entry to run. I can do that or still allow two of them to get to, TP. But for me, typically, once it enters profit, I just close it and then allow the lower one, to run. And you can see that this lower one gives me more advantage. And whatever it is, that I have maybe in loss in the other one, this lower entry covers it up. And you have the educator always telling you things like, okay, he told us that the ETH idea remains valid and it remains active, letting you know that you can still stay in the trade in the market. They drop the updates. Our educators trade with us. And if I was taking a currency pair, if this was a currency pair, if I want to layer the trade, like take, another entry, I give it like 20, between 20 to 30 pips, either 20 pips different, 25 or 30 pips different. I won't just say, okay, this thing, is at 970 now, for instance, and then the next thing you take 969, and you have like 10 entries that are just disorganized. You're not maximizing your opportunity in the market when you trade that way. So it's always important. The market is not running away, trade ideas are not running away. So it's always important that, when you're in a trade, especially when you have a small account like this, you manage you manage your trades, you manage your and pay attention to your trades, pay attention to the app, pay attention to what is going on in the market. Very important. I hope you have a very wonderful and successful trading sessions, and I hope that this helps you to become a more disciplined trader and a more profitable trader here at Jifu. So hope this helps. See you in another video.